Have you ever given your trust and support to someone only to feel abandoned when you needed them most? It is painful to realize that a person you once considered a friend is only there for you when it benefits them. Their words might be kind and their actions might seem warm, but when you are in trouble, they vanish. I once had a friend I believed would always be there for me. Whenever she needed help, I was the first to show up, offering my time and effort. But when I was struggling, emotionally, financially, or professionally, she was nowhere to be found. Calls went unanswered, messages ignored, and when she did respond, she had endless excuses. "I'm busy," she'd say, or "I'll call you later." But she never did. When I faced financial trouble and asked for a small favor, she hesitated, made excuses, and avoided me, even though I knew she had the means to help. That was the moment I understood the nature of our friendship. It wasn't a relationship built on mutual care, but one where I was constantly giving and receiving nothing in return. Real friends don't disappear when times get tough. They don't make excuses to avoid helping you. True friendship isn't about taking advantage of someone's kindness. It's about showing up even when it's inconvenient. Stoicism teaches us that we should not rely too much on others for emotional stability. A strong mind understands that some relationships are one-sided, and rather than feeling betrayed, we should see them as lessons. Don't let others' selfishness make you bitter. Instead, recognize the reality, maintain your distance, and invest your time in those who genuinely care. Sign one. They're never there when you need them. Have you ever felt like you've given your trust, sincerity, and effort to someone, only to be met with cold indifference and disappointment? Have you ever wondered whether a friend truly cares for you, or if they're simply using you for their own gain? Sometimes people say the right words and perform kind gestures, but their true intentions remain hidden. Are they being genuine, or are they just pretending to care while serving their own interests? Deception in friendships doesn't just hurt. It makes us question our ability to trust others and even ourselves. I once had a friend whom I believed would always be there for me. She would call me whenever she had a problem, and I would be there to listen and help in any way I could. I never hesitated to offer my time, support, and even financial assistance when she needed it. But when I faced struggles at work, felt overwhelmed by stress, and needed someone to talk to, I saw the truth. One day I called her hoping for some comfort. I had always been there for her, so I thought she would do the same for me. But instead of listening, she gave me excuses. She was too busy, she would call back later. That call never came. At that moment, I realized that our friendship had only been valuable when I was the one giving. When I needed something in return, she disappeared. It was painful to see the truth, but it was a necessary lesson. Some people only stay in our lives when it benefits them. They create excuses when they are not interested. But a true friend does not disappear when times are hard. A real friendship is built on mutual support, not convenience. If you ever notice that someone is never there when you need them, but expects you to always be available, it may be time to reevaluate that relationship. You deserve friendships that are based on respect, care, and honesty, not one-sided sacrifices. Sign 2. They never reach out to you first. Have you ever felt like you're the one giving your trust, sincerity, and effort into a relationship, only to be met with doubt and disappointment? Have you ever questioned whether the person in front of you genuinely cares, or is just playing a role in your life for their own convenience? Some friendships feel one-sided, where you are always the one reaching out, making plans, and keeping the connection alive. But when you stop initiating contact, silence follows. It can be exhausting to feel like you're the only one putting in effort. True friendship should be a two-way street, with both people investing in the bond. Imagine a friend who never calls or texts first, who only responds when you initiate a conversation. Worse, they only show up when they need something, be it advice, a favor, or emotional support. This pattern can leave you drained, making you feel like nothing more than a convenience in their life. A real friend values your presence, not just your usefulness. If someone never makes the effort to reach out, it might be a sign that they only see you as a secondary connection, a person they engage with when it suits them. True connections are built on mutual care and effort, not just convenience. If you notice that a relationship feels one-sided, take a step back. A real friend will notice your absence and make the effort to reconnect. If they don't, it may be time to accept the reality of the relationship and focus on those who truly appreciate and value your presence in their lives. Sign 3. They only focus on themselves. Have you ever found yourself in a conversation where the other person does all the talking, leaving you with no space to share your thoughts? It feels like a one-sided performance, where you are merely the audience, listening while they dominate the stage. When dealing with insincere people, you start to notice that they are not genuinely interested in you. Every interaction becomes about their lives, their achievements, and their struggles. They rarely ask about your feelings or experiences, and when they do, they quickly steer the conversation back to themselves. These individuals don't engage in meaningful dialogue. They use conversations as platforms to seek validation or admiration. They are not looking to connect, but to be heard. You might leave these conversations feeling drained, unheard, and unimportant. A genuine connection involves mutual sharing and understanding. If someone constantly makes every discussion about themselves, it may be time to reevaluate their role in your life. True friendships involve listening, caring, and showing interest in each other, not just being a sounding board for someone else's ego. Sign 4. They forget what you talk about. Have you ever shared a deeply personal story, an important life event, or a cherished dream, only to realize the person listening didn't remember a single detail? Perhaps when you bring it up again, they look at you blankly, with no recollection at all. This isn't just a passing oversight. It's a sign that they never truly valued what you shared. A person who genuinely cares will remember important moments because they see you as a meaningful part of their life. But when someone repeatedly forgets what you've told them, it reveals a lack of genuine interest. True friendships and relationships are built on mutual respect and attentiveness. When a person listens, remembers, and acknowledges your experiences, it shows that they appreciate your presence in their life. If you consistently find yourself reminding someone of past conversations, it might be time to reconsider the depth of that connection. A real friend won't just hear your words. They will listen, engage, and remember because they truly care. If someone doesn't, then perhaps they were never truly invested in the relationship to begin with. Sign 5. They always want something from you. Have you ever found yourself in a relationship where every question and every gesture from the other person seems to have a hidden agenda? At first, they appear to be a trustworthy friend, asking about your life, your work, and even standing by you during tough times. But if you take a closer look, you realize their kindness is not selfless. It's all in the service of their own interests. These individuals aren't genuinely invested in your well-being. Instead, they see relationships as transactions, offering support only when they expect something in return. They ask about your successes not to celebrate with you, but to gauge how they can benefit from them. Their concern during your struggles is often performative, designed to keep you within reach for when they need a favor. True friendships are built on mutual care and support, not hidden motives. If you notice that someone only engages with you when they need something, it may be time to set boundaries. A real friend is there for you because they value your presence, not because they see an opportunity to advance their own interests. Sign 5. They always want something from you. Have you ever found yourself in a relationship where every question and every gesture from the other person seems to have a hidden agenda? At first, they appear to be a trustworthy friend, asking about your life, your work, and even standing by you during tough times. But if you take a closer look, you realize their kindness is not selfless. It's all in the service of their own interests. These individuals aren't genuinely invested in your well-being. Instead, they see relationships as transactions, offering support only when they expect something in return. They ask about your successes not to celebrate with you, but to gauge how they can benefit from them. Their concern during your struggles is often performative, designed to keep you within reach for when they need a favor. True friendships are built on mutual care and support, not hidden motives. If you notice that someone only engages with you when they need something, it may be time to set boundaries. A real friend is there for you because they value your presence, not because they see an opportunity to advance their own interests. Sign 6. They talk behind your back. One of the most painful experiences in life is realizing that someone you trusted or respected is talking negatively about you behind your back. For those who embrace Stoicism, facing and accepting this kind of betrayal requires both clear insight and a resilient heart. It demands a calm mind that resists letting such betrayals disrupt inner peace. While there may not always be obvious evidence, you can often sense when someone is speaking badly about you. It's as if an invisible thread of tension forms whenever you're near them, a quiet unease that can't be ignored. You might notice subtle changes in their behavior, hesitation in their voice, forced smiles, or a lack of enthusiasm when speaking to you. Mutual friends may hint at conversations you are not meant to hear. Even the way they interact with others when you are not around may reveal their true feelings. A genuine friend will respect you both in your presence and absence. If someone's words betray their supposed loyalty, it's essential to acknowledge the truth and protect your peace. Rather than confronting them with anger, distance yourself and surround yourself with those who uplift and support you.